Again, let me see.
People who travel a lot are sometimes called globetrotters, wanderers, or nomads. This behavior can come from a desire for new experiences, or even a need to escape. While it can bring stress relief and broaden perspectives, it can also lead to burnout or financial strain. Some people manage it, while others eventually return home.
There was it was one of those guys' channels. I have so many different red pill channels, if you can call it that. And this guy was married for 25 years. And if I remember it correctly, and she claimed that she came down with a disease like cancer or whatever it was. So she decided to get up and just didn't even tell her husband that she's going on an extended road trip. And while she was gone, she was taking pictures of herself all around the world. I mean, this story was absolutely insane. She was going through their joint bank account with flight tickets and hotels and all kinds of shit. Almost drained their finances to nothing until he found a way to stop this. And basically, she comes back and she's healed. It wasn't incurable. I think that she just concocted the story because she just, the whole time she was traveling, she was on the cock carousel. That's all it was, man. She was on the cock carousel. And I think that he knows this. I think that he knows this. There's just so many sucker horror stories out there with these dudes that keep, oh, women, women. I just look at these dudes like, a lot of you dudes, you're not going to freaking make it, man. You're not going to make it. Y'all are finished. Seriously. You know? These women, I was just scrolling through the dating profiles. I guess it's just something I do when I'm bored. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like your average female, they all, I would say 90% of them, they have the same damn hive mind. I love to travel and I'm looking for my partner in crime. Why do y'all have to keep repeating that line from one profile to the next? That is like 5, 6, 7, 10 years when women used to write this nonsense. You're looking for your partner in crime. Seriously? Seriously? Why do they feel this need to constantly broadcast how they always want to be traveling somewhere and going somewhere and doing something? Like, I think that this is a fucking mental illness. I really do. I really do. And don't get me wrong, unless you were born wealthy like I was not, you have to work until you don't have to. So this whole notion of constantly driving places and going here, I guess some women would find me boring. I'm not saying that I don't like going places, but what I am saying definitely this year, because I've flown to so many countries in my life. It is what it is. I love the plane. I love to fly. You know, but there are other stretches in your life, at least for me, where I like to sit my ass down. And any place that we're going to go, it's going to be local. There's plenty of local restaurants that are really good. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of local, campgrounds if you want to do that you can do if you have days off. You can rent an RV. I don't mind doing. I don't mind going to the next state over or two states over when everything is close. Ohio is right here. Pennsylvania is right. I don't mind it. I don't mind going to Canada, but every single time you have days off is not the time for me to get up and do something. And see, this is what makes. I know I'm not saying every man is like this, but listen. There's just there's days, of course, when I get sick. I get sick like 4 times a year with a cold. I haven't had a flu. I just recently am getting out of a cold. Mm. Everybody on my job is coughing, and it's just it's been kicking my ass. These days, I've been in bed 8 o'clock as my body has just been dragging me down with the coughing and stuff like that. But even if I was not coughing, um, to me in a relationship, these women fail to realize that the purpose of them being here is to serve us. It's not for them to talk about what they want to do all the time. It's for you to mold to my manner of living. That's what you do. When I'm sick, you're supposed to be bringing me the that water foot massager that I have, and I use it once in a while. She's supposed to be bringing that to you with the warm water and plugging it in, and putting a towel on your head, a hot towel. This is what she's here for. Women were created to serve man. This is what these women don't get it. Women were called a helpmeet according to Genesis. That woman was Adam's helpmeet, and every other subsequent woman, they are supposed to be our helpmeet. There's gonna be days. I was sick for 2 weeks. We have people in my job that come, just hawking their lungs off. They don't have sick time anymore. So, when I come home from all these 2 weeks of working, I'm gonna come home. How do you feel? My body hurts. Okay, get into bed. I'm gonna be putting herbs on your body, Vicks Vapor Rub on your chest. Women, this is the way a woman is supposed to be thinking. Not all of this. You are my partner, and we're just traveling everywhere and eating at all these wonderful restaurants. Like they don't understand. No, no, no. I'm sorry. It's not that they don't understand. They don't know their place. They don't know why they've been created. They've been created to serve man. This is what these women and all these dating sites. Nothing that what they're saying matters to me. Nothing turns me on. Nothing. It's all feminist drivel. What are you gonna do for me? There's nothing in there that says what are they going to do for us. Nothing. Right? You're my woman. You're supposed to serve me. So you're supposed to be cooking every day. Yes. Not only that, if I'm working outside the job, you're supposed to be bringing my lunch to the job. Yes. With some fresh flowers for my desk. Yes. Right? But today's modern day woman, they are not of this servant mentality. They are all feminist in America. It doesn't matter if she's black, it doesn't matter if she's white, Asian. They're feminists. Imagine me having a girlfriend and then it gets out that she brings me lunch to my job, and she changes the flowers. She brings me flowers. I like flowers. Flowers smell good. It has nothing to do with being a woman. It's just appreciation. Flowers smell good. They brighten you up. She brings me flowers, and she cooked me a lunch, and she brought the lunch to my job. And when I get home, the dinner is gonna be made. See, these women, they don't. Most of these women can't even cook anyway. I had girlfriends back in the day that didn't know how to cook. A lot of these women do not know how to boil an egg. It's just so fucking embarrassing. See, this is the reason why America is looking more and more and more uh, pointless in being here because the women don't know their place, and they're out of order, and they're ran through. And I don't know why guys are still signing up for this. I really don't. And don't try to save none of them. You are wasting your time. A lot of them, they hate their fathers because they're taught all of this rancid hate for all men. Like, it is what it is. I don't understand why a man, if you're not happily married, if she's never cheated on you, if she talks to you with complete respect, or if she doesn't talk to you with complete respect, why are you still married? And why aren't you looking into SYSBM and the passport bros? Why are you so fucking afraid? You know, it's I was just thinking, it's just so many titles flashing in my head, but I was thinking these dudes are afraid to leave the plantation. It's the truth. There were stories when some of these slaves were freed from the plantation, and some of them would stay until they couldn't stay because some of these white slave owners, they abandoned the plantation, and they were in shock, like, where do we go, what do we do? It's some people get scared of change, scared of moving on. These women are insane in America. They really are. The amount of 200-300 pounders on all these dating sites. I was just looking at it today. I was like, the amount of women of all races that are huge, and they have 2 and 3 kids. I see Asian women doing the same thing, and they got 3 dogs and 1 cat. I saw this one. She's a single mom of 3 kids. She's got the kids in the profile. Why do they keep doing this? There's all these pedophiles. They should know better than that. They got their kids in the profile. Then the next screen, when you swipe it, there's 3 fucking pit bulls. I'm looking at this shit like, are you fucking kidding me? The next swipe is the cat, and the next swipe was her 2 iguanas. And she said, I'm going from profile to profile. It doesn't matter if they're black, white, or Asian or Hispanic. The number of women that own animals is insane. It's insane. And the number of women that still have their daughters living in the house with the grandkid, you would be fucking surprised. And I'm talking about black women, white women, Hispanic women. Sometimes the baby daddies living in the house with the grandmama, and the grandkids are running around, and they want some man to step into that circus and all that goddamn noise. Listen, I have a friend. I haven't hung around her in a long time. She's actually a white woman, and me and her worked together, and I knew her and her son ever since her son was damn near 3 years old. He still knows me and whatnot. Cool people. And at one point, that was her house. And guess what? Her son is still there. He's like 34. He's never gonna fucking leave. He's got mental problems. They've had a bunch of dogs, and I just know she would always say, it's hard for me to keep a man. Nobody wants to deal with this shit. Nobody. Like, none of these women. Every single profile, they never ask, what does a man want? They always talk about this constant fucking traveling, and I like going to different places. I like going to different countries. The reason why you want to do all this traveling, because number one, your first husband or your first 2 baby daddies were poor. So now that you're old, 40 and up is old. Now that you're old, you're looking for a simp sucker that's got a big wallet to take you to places that you've never been because you can't afford it. And I know this is what a lot of these women are. I'm looking for a travel buddy, a partner in crime. You're looking for a sucker to pay for it all. That's all it is.